did y'all work on last week? What were some of the points of emphasis that you were able to implement, things that you wanted to fine-tune or maybe implement something altogether new, given that you didn't have to put in the Jones Senior package?
Well, first thing we did, we made sure that we hit the weight room to get a little bit stronger. We also watched a little bit of film of previous games, and we did get a couple films in of Jones Senior, but we really worked on us. Line play, got to get the line a little bit better for running it and passing. Worked on better routes receivers. We put in some new formation that teams haven't seen us do this year yet. So we're trying to gear up for, as I told the kids, this is the second part of our season here. Jones Senior is not a conference game, but we're going to look at it as a conference game, and our goal is to go undefeated so we can get that guaranteed spot for the playoff.
Coach, with a few games under your belt, what's the point of emphasis and your keys to success for the second half of the season?
Well, first of all, we gotta get healthy and stay healthy. We got to control the ball. I told the kids after the half-block game, defense, I thought we played well. If we do that throughout the remainder of our games, I think that we'll be pretty successful. But offense we have to score. I told them against half-block that was unacceptable not to score at all. We got to put points up, and I think if we worked hard in this off break, and we should see a little bit more scoring come conference time. And like I said, if the defense play anywhere near they did against Havelock, then we should have a lot of success.
Absolutely. The defensive effort was excellent versus Havelock. If I remember correctly, y'all forced about 5 turnovers. Is that just players taking advantages of opportunities or weaknesses that you were able to identify on film? What were the keys to that?
I think the biggest thing is that we switched our defense up. Before it was a 4-2-5, and we switched that week up into a 3-3 stack and put more athletes on the field in space. We decided to go to the 4-2-5 at the beginning of the year because we had big guys. McIntyre, we had to get that transferred out. And once McIntyre got hurt, we didn't really have a big guy to stop the run. So we decided we put smaller guys on the line and more speed out there on the field and played to our good against Havelock. Forced turnovers, made plays on the ball, and just that night, the offensive guys weren't with us. We couldn't do anything with the ball on the offense. I thought if we could have got some success going, then it would have been a much better, closer game, and we could have got, I hate to say it, but probably could have stole one from them.
Let's talk about when you moved 35 and 80. They both playing ends now. Costello Bussey and I can't think of the name of number 80. I don't know how I forgot his name. Tyson Moore. I thought it was Moore. Talk about the change those two gentlemen they've had when you went to the 3-man front. It seemed like they were in the backfield of Havelock all game long, and you would think switching to a 3-man front that it would actually be a little harder for them to get into the backfield, but I think it isolated them on the tackles, and I don't think any tackle in this conference is going to be able to hold Moore or Bussey down.
Right. When we switched to that 3-man front, what it did is let those guys play and become athletes like they are. When it was a 4-man front, it was a lot of hands-on reading, and now it's attack, get to the ball, beat your man. And they had I hate to say it, but they had a field day, so to speak, getting to play and be themselves out there and just make plays. And it was in the backfield quite a bit and made a couple plays for us and forced the quarterback into some error throws that our guys had a chance to pick off.
And talk about how that 3-man front also helps with Jalen Thomas, number 53, being able to be a little more open. Now, he does have a guard coming at him quite a bit, but with his athleticism as well, and as the athleticism of all of your linebackers, it kind of gives them a little more freedom to be able to make a play rather than anticipate a play.
Right, we told the guys in this defense here that we ran it over at Jones when we was there. Me and Davis and Coach Cobb brought it up to our attention as well that we still want to attack. And so attacking them and the 3-3-5, I think one thing it did, they probably practiced all week for 4-2-5. And, we come out there in 3-3, we're like, oh, here we go. What we got to do, and they had to adjust. And, again, it played to our favors, and those guys were just running, making plays on the ball, and was in the backfield quite a bit. And one thing with the defense, like I said, they played well against Havelock, but I brought it to the guys' attention. We haven't had a guy to rush over 100 yards against us all season. And we don't play against some good running backs. The Sharp kid from Havelock, and can't think of the kid now, the Skinner kid from Clinton. You hold those two backs under 100. They probably haven't been held under 100 their whole career in high school on the varsity level. So I told the guys we're doing a real good job not to have a 100-yard rusher all year.
I tell you what, when you came out in the 3-man front, it wasn't only the other team you were throwing off, the broadcasters as well as looked down on the field, and I think Coach is going with the 3-man front today, and I really thought it was going to restrict Bussey and Moore, but that shows why you're coaching and I'm up in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, Coach. Well, one of the things I know you had the opportunity to do with your extra time off during this bye week is reconnect with some of your former players from Northside who are playing at the collegiate level. And could you spend a couple minutes updating us about them and where they're at and how they're doing?
Yeah, right now, and on the collegiate level, we have Josh Cabrera. He's still at Carolina playing wide receiver for them. He's right now he's fighting for time. His first 2 years he's been battling injuries, but he's still there and he's working hard and continue to work hard and hopefully he gets to see some minutes. He's only a redshirt sophomore, so he still got some time. Playing Corey Mitchell, he's at New Haven, I believe it is now. He was at Elon last year. He graduated. He's in graduate school and decided to take his go to graduate school there at New Haven up in Connecticut. So he's there working hard and he might have a shot to play at the next level. He did real good at Elon last year and then decided to move on. So
Also, you have the Curry boys still playing college, correct?
I just thought about it. Yeah, forgot about them. The Curry boys. They at Methodist. They started out at A&T and decided to transfer into Methodist. They're playing. Chris is playing, I believe, nose guard there at Methodist, and his brother Corey is playing defensive tackle there.
You have some current players that are also being looked at, of course, next year for collegiate programs. You want to talk about those a little bit?
Right. Well, next year our 18 class is real good, real good. Of course, everybody knows about Maurice McIntyre. He's already been offered by Duke. Get letters in the mail every day from Georgia Tech and Clemson and some other big-time schools. But I think the other guys that are going to come up on the list that's going to be big-time recruits are Demetrius Jones and Jair Wilson. Demetrius is a 6'3" wide receiver, and Jair is a 6'2" wide receiver, but projected to be a DB, free safety at the next level.
How are you able to get? I know you don't have to get your players focused, as you've said before. If they're not focused, they don't need to be on your team, and that's a great comment. I'll never forget that when I asked that question to you. It kind of stuck in my mind. But what are some of the things that you said to the guys during the bye week that's going to help them get refocused? As at the high school level, a loss to any student is a loss, but you knew as well coming in facing these powerhouses that they are that there was a bigger picture of getting your team ready for conference play in that scenario. But how are you able to get the guys to refocus on getting back into the winning team?
Oh, well, we told the guys that, playing these tough teams as, Clinton and Havelock, that, if you can compete with them guys, you can compete with anybody on our conference and on the 2A level. And we told them that coming in, as a coach staff, we thought the worst that we could be at this bye break was 3-2. With those two losses being to the teams that we lost to. If we go back and look at those games, Clinton, up to 21-16 in the fourth quarter. We had the ball 3 times on their side, the field side of 30. We didn't do anything with it. And then you hold Havelock, one of the top teams in the state, best team in 3A, and it's only 21-0 in the fourth quarter. And we had the ball a couple times, just get the offense going. And we think about that, they not take anything from their defense or their offense or Coach Jim Bob, but you look at it, they didn't really drive the field against us. The times they drove the field, they turned the ball over. We first turned over, we stopped them on downs. They got the ball the first drive, was at our 30, we muffed the punt. And then the next drive, we punt the ball 8 yards. So you back at our 30. So they really didn't drive the field on us.
Yeah, their first 3 drives where they scored touchdowns, they began inside of Northside territory. But after that, you're right, and we made a mention of it, that when Havelock actually had to drive the field against you, your defense was on point, and it was led by the 3-man front that you had run.